Hello, and welcome to an episode I wanted to title, but YouTube wouldn't let me. If you've dipped even a toe into any of the research around spending and happiness, you've probably heard this advice: buy fewer things and more experiences. Good advice. And yet, not many of us actually take it. And I think it's partly because experiences feel more fleeting than things. If I buy a laptop, I have that laptop for years and years. But a weekend getaway is just that, a weekend. Not only that, but I'm going to forget most of that experience. So a thing feels like a better return on investment. But I'm here to tell you that that fleeting forgetfulness isn't a bug of experiences. It's actually a feature. Because when you spend money on an experience, it's not just the experience you're paying for, but the aging of that experience. Experiences age like wine, but things age like milk.
He said that's the title. That's the title of the video.
I'm Ben, and this is Sketchy Advice. A few years ago, Maddie and I got in a car with another couple and drove all the way from Kansas to Virginia. I'm just realizing that makes it sound like we just hopped in random strangers' car. These were friends. We planned this trip. All in all, it was about a day and a half of just driving. Now, I know that on that trip, we got bored. And I was nervous about the car falling apart. We probably got on each other's nerves. But do you know what I remember? I remember eating way too much gummy candy and asking each other questions like, what was the soundtrack of your 8th grade year? And then passing around the Spotify. And then passing around the Spotify to hear everybody's embarrassing anthems. And belting Take Me Home Country Roads when we crossed the border into West Virginia, as is required by law. All of the boring, annoying, frustrating junk from that trip has blown away, while the good stuff has stayed intact and has really only gotten more precious over time. Compare that to my laptop. I bought my laptop because YNAB hired me as a contractor to make videos, and I needed a major upgrade in hardware. And at the time, this was incredible. This was the most powerful machine I had ever owned. But now, the charger doesn't stay in very well. The battery dies super fast. Knox ripped off one of the keys. It's covered in scratches. It runs super slow. I'm someone who tries to cultivate gratitude and contentment. But whenever I use this device, which is not very often now, I don't think about all the incredible things I've done with it. I think, man, this is frustrating. I kind of want a new laptop. It's literally the opposite of my road trip experience. All of the good things about this laptop have either gotten worse or just don't really stand out in light of all the things that have gone wrong with it. And this laptop's pretty easy to replace. Yeah, it'd be expensive, but I could literally get the exact same laptop brand new if I wanted to, or something better. But that road trip, there's nothing to replace it. Those friends are about to move to another state. We both have kids now. We are never going to have an experience quite like that ever again. But when we get together and talk about it, we get to relive that joy again. I'm reminded of something I forgot. I learned something about that experience that I didn't realize then. I laugh at the things that we thought as childless 20-somethings. And I appreciate little moments from that trip that I didn't fully appreciate at the time. This is what Bill Perkins, in his book Die with Zero, calls memory dividends. When we spend our money on an experience, we're not just buying the happiness from experiencing that trip. We're also buying every little piece of joy that remembering, reliving, and reminiscing over that experience brings us. Now, I'm not saying sell all your belongings, buy an RV, and road trip across the country. In fact, I think there's a way to convert a lot of your stuff into something that makes you a lot happier. And that's to think about your possessions as conduits for experiences. My laptop is janky, but do you know what it's perfect for? Eating popcorn in bed while Maddie and I try to figure out who committed the murder on the after party. And Tim Cook, if you're watching this, and I know you are, uncancel that show, please. It's a good show. Take stock of the stuff in your home and ask yourself, how could I turn this into a cool experience? Maybe you pull out that guitar and jam to Raffi songs with your kids. Maybe you challenge yourself to cook a bold new dish with that spice you bought once and never used again. Or maybe you just pull out that game you haven't played in a long time. Or if you feel like decluttering a bit, why not sell a bunch of stuff and put all that money toward a cool experience? The Purge? No thanks. How about the Splurge? For 24 hours, selling possessions to maximize happiness is legal. That wasn't written in the script. I improv'd that and I regret it, but it's going in the edit. So look around. You'd be amazed at all the incredible experiences you can unlock just by reimagining the purpose of the stuff you already have. It's an option that is somehow cheaper and richer at the same time.